heckin' pupper doggo. I can't adulting today. Furries have been the internet's #1 punching bag for probably about the past 20 years or so, and it's probably not changing anytime soon. Because they act so far outside of normal human experience, they're incredibly easy to make fun of, and they're generally considered to be acceptable targets. And, like, there's two big reasons for that. One, people think it's a weird sex thing, and for a lot of people it is, but also number two, it's just not a commonly understood thing. Normies just don't understand why you'd want to pretend to be a dog on the internet. The cool thing about furry art is that it's an inherently creative subculture. To be a furry is to create, or at least cultivate some kind of aesthetic taste for this niche. The majority of furries have some kind of persona, or at least an animal avatar, and to create that, you either need to draw it yourself, or you need to have somebody, like, do that for you. So you need to, like, design a character. I want my persona to be a wolf. She'll have red and black hair and angel wings, and she'll be super good at guitar, and she'll be a real punk. I hope you guys understand my shtick by now. Please say it with me. All art is good art. Making things is fundamental to the human experience. Stamping this out, you're making the whole of human experience worse, and blah, 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 blah. You know my shit. For this reason alone, I think furry culture is fucking sick. You're encouraged to create, whether that's, like, good or bad or whatever. They just want you to make shit, and that's, like, what draws me to that kind of art. Circling back around, even if it is some kind of weird sex thing, it's, like, not about you, dude. Like, leave the weird vor artists alone. They can do their own thing. People on the internet want to justify their initial reaction of ew, icky, gross to be like some kind of moral critique. But ultimately, it comes down to, like, this thing is unfamiliar and makes me feel weird. And, like, that's fine. It's, like, okay to feel that, but it's not, like, a logical feeling. You can't explain why furry art is, like, wrong or bad beyond it's just weird and unfamiliar. There's, like, a lot of things in this world that people would call, like, disgusting and gross. Swamps, or trash cans, or my search history. But we so quickly turn to shame and ostracization of our fellow man when we should turn to love. Peace and love on planet fucking Earth. We're getting on a fucking parapet. This is not what a parapet is. Jesus Christ is coming. Jesus Christ is coming. Jesus Christ is coming. Ow! I'm gonna use the word otaku to describe anime fans and weebs because, number one, I find it to be an accurate term, and number two, it's the most cringe thing to call them. The guy that married Hatsune Miku is living a happy and true and beautiful life, and good for him, man. I don't know why you did that. Cringe is dead, stroke your friend. It's really easy to make fun of this dude. You could say that he's weird, cringe, a pervert, strange, bizarre, out there, a loner, pathetic. Marrying a fictional anime girl is like the epitome of cringe. It's so far outside of cultural norms that people call it unhealthy. But, like, is it? Do you have, like, the right to do that? Differing levels of idolatry have existed throughout the entirety of human existence. The Greeks believed in a god so hot she could bang anyone she wanted. Like my fan base. Oh my god. Wait, stop. What's the difference between marrying Hatsune Miku and praying to Aphrodite every night? Nothing. Okay, yeah, like, it's strange and outside of common human expression, but, like, that's kind of what gives it power. Body pillows, dakimakuras, booby mouse pads, freak shit. The guy that brings body pillows to restaurants on dates does, like, he knows that he's doing weird shit. You aren't adding anything to the conversation by, like, making fun of this guy. These people are so comfortable with their subversive sexuality that they flaunt their fake anime girlfriends to strangers. They're kind of real as fuck for that. In many ways, it brings fulfillment and joy to their life. Who are you to decide that it doesn't? The most common argument people make against this kind of behavior is that it's unhealthy and antisocial. Like, it's bad for your mental health and shit. But, like, who are you to decide that? Ah! I did a shot before this. People do insane amounts of drugs all the time, and we've decided that's, like, chill. We let people smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol because we've decided that temperance is outdated and a stupid idea. People are free to engage in unhealthy habits, body autonomy, and shit. And yet, the primary argument that I see people making against furries, otaku, weirdos, and freaks is that they are mentally ill, and acting this way encourages mental illness or makes it worse. I'm gonna be so for real. So what? If you think an otaku bringing a body pillow into the Applebee's is going to make his life worse, like, So what, man? People are dying out here. Are you really trying to argue that you know what's good for him? Oh shit, I'm so sorry, Marissa. These girls kind of look like me. Find the real rhyme. Are you really trying to argue that you know what's best for strangers? Like, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. You don't know shit from fuck, man. The furry artist that's drawing weird vor is just like, maybe that's the one thing that brings them purpose and truth in this world, and they're just sharing that with their community or whatever. On the internet, there's an impulse to assume that you have the moral high ground. The way you can see an entire person's post history, all their pictures they've posted, their vent accounts, all this shit encourages this belief that you understand this person. You won't admit this to yourself. Nobody really does. Like, we all understand that we only see a sliver of a person's life, but subconsciously, you do develop this belief that you know this person. You begin to compare their past actions to their current actions, and slowly a story begins to form about a stranger that you've never met before. This person brings a body pillow to a restaurant because he's an incel. This furry artist draws this weird porn because they're like a porn addicted, depraved degenerate. Or like maybe this is just like the way of them expressing themselves, experiencing beauty in their lives. It's a really understandable reaction. We all want to like come down from a high horse and tell people that they're like fucked up and weird and worse than us. We often view people as lesser or more flawed than us. You cannot determine what is right and wrong in a stranger's life. You are not better than the weird little freaks that you make fun of. The things that I hate the most in other people are the things that I hate the most about myself. I get mad or upset at these people for exposing me to myself. That's what cringe comes from. At least for me. When you see somebody acting in a weird way that you might have acted in the past, or you could see yourself acting like, you want them to stop, because it's like, dude, you're blowing up my spot. Quit it. When you cringe, you feel the need to assert that you aren't like these fools. You feel the need to separate yourself from these people because you're scared of the vulnerability that they're showing. You're scared that you look like how these people look to you. You fear that the guy bringing a body pillow to Applebee's is like exactly what you look like. Part of cringe is, you know, seeing somebody living in a way free from shame and being resentful of that. You know, wanting what they have but not being able to attain it because you've traded your true desire for societal acceptance. One time that Plato guy said some shit like, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. And that was like the wisest thing anyone ever said. Ever. That was not Socrates. Yeah, I looked it up before. Thank you, I know that I'm perfect. Let's be for real, I'm dumb as fuck. I'm a college dropout. I struggle to follow basic instruction, and when I can, I'm usually a lot slower than other people. I make it very, very clear in my videos, I'm not smart. People correct me all the time. I often use circular logic. My arguments are flawed, but like at the end of the day, I want to encourage kindness and creativity in this beautiful world. I might not always have the best reasoning for it, but I always want to show my genuine feelings and like wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm always flawed, but I'm never intentionally disingenuous. I'm glad that my ideas are challenged. I'm glad that I don't have universally held belief. Even if I fail to explain or other people fail to understand, I just want to encourage you to make the world a little bit like better. The world is better when you recognize your own ignorance and you accept that you don't know shit from fuck. Choosing love when you don't understand another person's situation is like what being a person is all about. I hope that came through, and I hope you extend some weird little freak some patience and kindness. Or maybe you'll go buy an Oscar body pillow. I don't know. Get a Masato body pillow, not an Oscar one. Holy shit, wizard staff!